Yeah, unfortunately, we're almost at the end of 3 hopefully exciting days. I very much enjoyed them. I hope you did too. For most of us, this was the first scientific meeting in 1.5 or 2 years. But I think for many of the students, this might have been the first scientific meeting they've ever gone to, at least the first international meeting. So I hope we set a high bar, and I hope you all enjoyed it. We know not everything was perfect, likely, and there will be a feedback survey that we're going to send out to collect feedback on things you liked or didn't like. But beyond that, there will also be a more scientific or more free-form questionnaire where we're interested in your scientific opinions. So did this meeting give you new ideas? Did you see new connections? Did you see things in a new light? Or do you think the field is misguided? Do you think people are working on the wrong questions? Did things irritate you? So if there's any opinions or thoughts that you're willing to share with us, it would be fantastic if you could do so. And we will then try to compile them and share them back with you. So the idea will be to try to get some, not consensus, but a collection of ideas and influences that this meeting hopefully has had in your thinking about this dialogue between neuroscience and artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have a lot of acknowledgements to make. So first we want to thank our sponsors that were very important in making this meeting happen. Once again, we want to thank the Trust Fund Faber, the Gatsby Foundation, the British Embassy, Future Scientific, the Portuguese Society for Neurosciences, and the Portuguese Association for Artificial Intelligence. Also, I want to thank you, all of you, for coming. Both the ones that attended virtually, the ones that attended in Hove. Without you, this meeting wouldn't have happened, especially all of you that took the risk to come during this uncertain time. So thank you, all of you again. I have to say that we reached more than 500 people attending the meeting. 150 of those have been virtual. So it's a very, very good numbers, and we're very, very happy with attendance. So one thing also to keep in mind, the meeting in a way is not over, because the virtual platform will still be open. You can re-watch the lectures or watch ones that you might have missed until October 19. You can also even attend the posters of the ones. Some posters give us permission to share this even until the end of the year. So please go, and you can still go and watch the posters and contact the presenters after the meeting. And maybe give it to Joe.
So there's a really large number of individuals who contributed here to make this meeting happen. And so I just want to take a few moments to name them and thank them for their contributions. The entire design team, who is responsible for the branding and marketing for the meeting. Marta Correa, who's currently on maternity leave, created the visual identity of the symposium. Diogo Matias, Carla Emily Pereira, and Tiago Coelho. Happy birthday also, Tiago. They developed and implemented this vision onto the website, the interactive booklet, and the animations. The virtual platform was developed by Antonio Monteiro, Tiago Coelho, together with our partners, Beamian. The online presence, dissemination, and media support was assured by Hedy Young, Liad Hollander, and Catarina Ramos from our communications team. And you might have noticed that during the symposium we had help from many, many volunteers, both internal, such as the session chairs, moderators, and supervisors. So Camille Mazo, Cindy Poo, Eugenia Chiappe, Guido Meyer, Hugo Marx, Inez Suedo, João Cruz, Laura Ward, Margarida Souza, Megan Carey, Stephanie Liebe, Teresa Fernandes, and Teru Fujiwara. Also at the registration desk and leading the CCU tours, Isabel Campos, Maria Diaz, Pedro Alves, Raquel Gonçalves. And then external volunteers for varied on-site support. Ana Colino Rocha, Ana Fradinho, Catarina Reis Dias, Francisca Aires Ribeiro, Joana Valério, Margarida Seabra Gomes, Marta Avelar, Matilda Abreu, and Matilde Fonseca. So that took a little while because putting on an event like this takes a lot of support. So I just want to take a moment and give all of those people a round of applause. And we have some small gifts for all of you, so come find us after the session. Last, but certainly not least, there were really two people who were at the center of the organization, execution of everything that made this meeting possible. They are the core members of our events team, Ana Casaca and Antonio José Monteiro. And I have to say, I mean, for the first time organizing a meeting, to have it be in this completely novel hybrid format, you both just deserve our extreme gratitude. And I'm just completely impressed. And so you should come up because we want to give you something right now. So Antonio and Ana. So there's a lot of different challenges. It's a very multidisciplinary job to try and put on something like this. So for Antonio, we have a Leatherman multi-tool, the Leatherman wingman model. And I have to say, it's been great being your wingman during the organization of the meeting. So here you go. So one more round of applause for this amazing team.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
So we'll be back for the next neuroscience-focused Champalimaud Research Symposium in 2023. So keep your eyes on our webpage and social media channels for news about that. But in the meantime, I'd like to invite our colleague from the Physiology and Cancer program, Adriana Sanchez-Danes, to announce next year's Champalimaud Research Symposium, which will be focused on a topic related to physiology and cancer.
Thank you so much, Joe. So good evening to everybody. And so I have to say that it's an honor for me and my colleague Bruno Costa Silva as organizers of the 2022 CR Symposium to announce the next symposium, that the next year's symposium will focus on tumor microenvironment and how the tumor microenvironment shapes the disease progression. It is important to mention that the interactions that the tumor cells establish with their neighboring cells, and also basically all the factors that are released by these cells, as well as the composition of the extracellular matrix, play an important role not only during tumor initiation, but they also play a role during tumor progression, as well as metastasis formation and the response to therapy. And so these are going to be the topics that we expect to cover in the next symposium. Basically in this symposium, we will also try to bridge basic research with clinical research in line with the philosophy of the Champalimaud Foundation. And finally, I would just like to finish by saying that we are really looking forward to hosting you next year, as well as to having exciting talks and discussions on cancer biology. Thank you so much.
So before we sign off, I have one last teaser about new activities that will involve machine learning, AI, and neuroscience here at the Foundation. So for the last 13 years, we at Champalimaud Neuroscience have had the privilege of developing an exciting fundamental research program focused on the neural and physiological basis of behavior. And we continue to reinforce that endeavor, most recently with the recruitment of 2 new group leaders in computational neuroscience and machine learning, who will be joining our community shortly. But as you might have heard in the words at the beginning of the meeting from our president, Leonard Beleza, we're midway through the planning stages of a major new synergistic project here at the Champalimaud. The plan involves leveraging AI, machine learning, data science, human behavior, and technology to develop effective interventions, digital treatments, as I think Jim DiCarlo referred to them, for improving health outcomes, with initial focus on disorders of the nervous system, but with a much broader long-term horizon. So, it will be housed in a large warehouse that you might have seen if you took a tour of the center. It sits just behind the existing complex of buildings on the edge of the marina, back there. The project will require an exciting mix of skills: engineers, neuroscientists, clinicians, animators, ethicists, educators, and many more. And our hope is to develop a rich ecosystem where fundamental and applied research can feed off of each other towards jointly accelerating our understanding of the brain and behavior, and directing that understanding at ever more immediate benefit for society. So keep your eyes peeled for announcements over the next months and years. This is exactly the kind of community we would like to get pitching in. Its success will really depend on the same kind of multidisciplinary approaches that we sought to foster here at the meeting. So if this kind of thing sounds interesting to you, keep us in mind. Sorry, I'm waiting for a particular photo to come on. Hint, hint. Okay, well, I'm waiting for that photo to come on. They have one final announcement. So we're at the end of our official scientific program for the meeting, but there's still some more activities today. So at 7, there's a boat tour on the Tagus River for those of you who have successfully registered. The meeting point will be at the main entrance of the auditorium. This tour will finish very close to the venue of the banquet, which is at Espelho d'Água, next to the Padrão de Descobrimentos. For those of you who are joining only the banquet, it starts at 8, and it's just a few hundred meters down the river back towards downtown Lisbon. Oh, I have to use the clicker? No. Okay, well, it seems like the photo might have gotten lost, but there's one more person whose birthday it is today.
Oh my gosh.
Nessa data querida, muitas felicidades, muitos anos de vida.
Thank you.
So thank you all very, very much. We hope to see you back here next year and in many future years for future editions of the Champalimaud Research Symposium.
Thank you. you.